And welcome back. Every year at Christmas approaches, I get the house ready, and once all the fall and Halloween decor has been removed, I try to decide what decor is going to go where. So this year I decided to do it room by room over a few weeks rather than do it all at one go. I found that very disruptive with all the boxes out and about for 2 or 3 days. So the pillow escapade, as it's now being called, came from a quick look at Wayfair and Etsy. I was looking for new pillows for Christmas and the winter season, more in keeping with the style of the room. Unfortunately, $90 to $400 was not in my budget, so I grabbed my sewing machine and all my lovely pieces of velvet and needlepoint and tassels and fringe and recovered my existing pillows. So I grabbed all the pillows and the material and then decided pillow by pillow what materials went better together, what tassels went with each material. And the thing is, when you pick things up at garage sales and thrift stores, you don't normally get great volumes of material. You get pieces. So I've been very lucky and I've always picked up some really nice stuff, but especially when you're working on other projects, there's little bits here and there. So it was a bit of a mishmash, but I think the end result was really quite nice, and it was all basic sewing. There was nothing clever that went on here. It was I'm sure most people have made pillows before, but it's literally just straight lines and then adding tassels by hand usually, or with the fabric glue at the end. So literally gathered everything together. In some cases I just added tassels to existing pillows, but I did try and keep colours similar, or different shades of pinks that didn't go together, but tried to keep it as uniform as possible. So as you can see, I have mostly velvets. I do have some really pretty chenille fabrics. This blue chenille, bluey grey, is beautiful, and I have lots of golds and blues and not so many green tassels, but I did have just about enough to help with the job at hand. I didn't have great amounts. I do have more blues and golds, but I didn't have a lot of blue and gold material, which stands to reason. So I kind of made do, but it was a case of sometimes the tassels didn't go all the way around. But if you think about it, when your pillows are on the couch, you only see one side anyway. So once I decided what materials were going with which, what tassels were going with which, and then with which pillows, I went to work. The main pillow that I was making, which was based on a $400 pillow that I saw on Etsy, was using this piece of tapestry. This was a panel. I guess it would have been hung on the wall, so I just unpicked it, took the length of the panel, wrapped it around the pillow to see the length, and then literally just added green velvet on both sides, and it was literally just a case of sewing the pieces together, making them long enough, and then finishing it off with the velvet. So this was the first pillow that I finished. This was more like the pillow that I saw on Etsy, which was, I think it was $379. And I do believe it was a proper vintage pillow, probably Victorian, and it was very, very nice. But I don't know, I find it very difficult to justify spending more than $20 on a pillow, to be quite honest. But having said that, I do have the ability to have a choice to make a pillow, and I did have the ingredients at hand, should I say, to come up with the pillow that I wanted. But having said that, I was very pleased with it, and they look lovely on the couch. So here we are. That's obviously the first one that I made. The little pink one, those were going for $60 on Etsy. That was really quite easy. It was a tube and then gather both ends. This one was a piece of tapestry-like material, just added to the chenille. That one actually matches the chair in the dining room. It's the covering for the chair and the velvet for the chair on the back. And I think I'm going to put a little button in that one just to give it that little extra feature. But that's really comfy pillow as well, and literally just cut 2 circles out, sewed them together, leaving a space. This was what inspired me initially. I picked that up from the thrift store a few weeks ago, and I think it was $2. So it was that got me started on this. This was the chenille. It was very, very soft. That's a nice neck pillow. Sometimes, if we have reclining seats on our couch, and sometimes you just need that little bit of extra support. This one again, I'm not sure about this one. I like the tassels, but I'm not sure. It doesn't float my boat as the other ones do. I'm more pleased with how the others turned out. Again, this one I'm going to add a couple of buttons in the front of those two just to finish it off completely. And one side obviously turned out better than the other. But again, that's a really, really soft velvet. This was just adding tassel. It was an existing pillow which matched my velvet curtains, and the tassel just happened to be exactly the same shades of green. And I think that's probably one of my favourites as well. It doesn't look exactly the same because of the way the light's shining, but it is. And when I turn this pillow over, you'll see it doesn't. The tassels don't meet at the back, but it doesn't matter. Nobody sees that. And when it's on the couch, it just looks very luxurious. So the living room pillows, the couch is ready, so I can now continue with my preparation for my decor for Christmas. So the day I spent making all these pillow covers, and very pleased I was with the finished results. The first thing that my Mr. Bliss says is, what are we supposed to do with all these pillows on the couch? And walks in, and when he sits down, removes the ones, just ends up with the same 2 pillows, which he tends to do on the bed once the bed is made. But having said that, when you walk into the room, it's a really luxurious look with all they don't even match. It's that look of they've been there for a while, that you've built on these pillows. It adds perfectly to the room and is perfectly in style with that look. So into the dining room for the Christmas decor. So what I did was, once I'd cleaned off all the Halloween decorations, the fall decorations, I decided I wanted something. I didn't want to go nuts this year with lots and lots of colour. There's a lot of colour in the room now with the new curtains and the books. So I decided to go very simple with candles, and it's a little bit more rustic. I had picked up 4 extra candles in a recent haul. It was actually last week, so I haven't showed that yet, and that was kind of led me to the idea of having the candles all throughout the table. So I do, as you can see, I do have quite a few brass candles, and then I had the trumpets that I picked up from another haul a few weeks ago. You've probably seen that one. So I grabbed those out, and it just added to the table perfectly. The centre one, as it turned out, was a candle holder, so I put that in the centre and then added to the rest, and then the rest of it was just the little tree, a couple of little Christmas books, and just greenery. I did add the bows to the candles at the windows. They used to be in the hallway last year, so just the plain blue, red and green. I'm going to see if I can find some nice French blue ribbon, but it's very hard to come by. I don't see it very often. And then the next little things were just little touches of green, just here and there. So no, great extravagant decor. I'm going to keep it very rustic and very simple. This room, the dining room and the library, turned out a little bit more English country, and I think when it comes to the kitchen I'm going to go full on French country, because that's the type of that room lends itself to that look. You'll notice with the candles I mixed and matched. I had a couple of gold candles, I had the lovely creamy candles, I had white candles, and I had the autumn candles that I'd used, and they just, again, it adds to that layered look, like it's been curated from around the house. It's not, pristine and perfect. It's just things added over time. So that's my dining room done. I am actually going to go through all my Christmas decor in the week. I'm going to sort out what's going to keep, what's going to go, and then I'm going to move on throughout the house and do it over the next 2 or 3 weeks. So I will make those videos as I go, so stay tuned for those.